You are looking live at Pocono Raceway for race number 9 of the SuperStar ARCA West Series. Currently, practice underway and Cole Snyder on top of the board with a 52.902. A little under 30 seconds left to go in practice right now. Qualifying coming up shortly. 2 laps, 5 minutes to set their fast lap times and put themselves in a good position for the heat races, and also a possible pole position for one of these 16 drivers. Currently are 18 drivers in total in the session. 16 have set a lap so far, but practice just wrapping up now in the next few seconds. So there is officially Cole Snyder first in practice. We'll see if he can carry that speed into qualifying here in a few moments time. So there it is, as going from practice to qualifying now. So here we go. 5 minutes, 2 laps for these drivers to set their fastest lap time. There's beautiful Pocono Raceway. Currently out on the racetrack right now, we see our that's Dylan Harris right there in that 24 machine. He's rolling off of pit lane right now. Going through turn number 1 as well. Some other drivers on the racetrack right now. We got Dylan Chappell, who was in second, I believe, in practice times. Cole Snyder, obviously, first in practice. The 88 machine on the racetrack going through the tall turn 2. Nathan Lamon off of turn number 2 as well, I believe that is. Now he's down the front back straightaway. Off turn 1, going to turn 2 right now. And Jake Miller now. The 77 machine going into turn number 3 to set his fastest, trying to set his lap time here in the moment. See the rocket passes the camera off of turn number 3 to the stripe he goes. He's gonna start his lap time right now. Through turn 2, here comes Jake Miller down. Second back straightaway into turn number 3. We'll put it on the inside of the track, trying to run that yellow line right there. Use those rumble strips to help rotate that 77 machine around. Off of turn number 3, looks pretty good. The lap times are coming in right now. Practice lap time was a 52.9. Jackson Sims currently on top of the board with a 53.3. Cole Snyder was fastest in practice. Looks like his lap time didn't count the first time, so he will not have to make sure he has a good lap time here in the second lap time. Make sure he can get as much as he can here. Last week we were at Atlanta, Legacy Atlanta 2008. Our race owner there was Jake Miller. So here comes Cole Snyder off of turn number 3. Can he go to the top of the board as Dwayne Young goes to 3rd? Cole Snyder off of turn number 4, gonna go all the way to the inside to 53.5. I'll put him around 5th place, will be in 6th place. We're behind Shane Paul. It's Andrew Nagy through turn 3 as Jake Miller, last week's winner, goes top of the board to 53.3. As Andrew Nagy got across the line to 54.2. He does go quicker. I'll put him in 12th still. As Glenn Grimm sets his lap time. He's currently in 14th as Matt Sisler is in 11th on his first time lap. Seems like these drivers they're faster on their second lap time than they are on their first. Dwayne Young goes to 5th as Ty Weems goes to 2nd. It's off of turn 3. Here comes that 93 machine with 40 seconds left in qualifying. He does go quicker. Puts himself in the top 5 for now in 5th. It's Devin McIntosh. The 74 machine, can he go quicker than 13th place? He's on his second time lap through turn 2 in the tunnel turn. Down to second short chute. Down into turn 3. Through turn 3 he goes. Off of turn 3 looked pretty good. Can he go quicker than the 53.945? And yes, he will by about 2/10. That puts him up 1 position up to 12th. And that will officially wrap up qualifying as Jake Miller will be on pole position here tonight after winning last week at Legacy Atlanta. So now green up for heat number 1. Looks like only 1 heat tonight, and it's only going to be 3 laps long as well. As we'll take a quick look at our starting lineup here for tonight's race. For heat number 1, it's going to be Jackson Sims on pole position here for heat 1, as Elliot Henderson will be in 2nd. Master Slur in 3rd, Dwayne Young in 4th. Dylan Chapel in 5th, Sean Paul in 6th, or Shane Paul in 6th, my bad. Cole Snyder 7th, Nicholas Corsell in 8th, Dylan Harris 9th, Devin McIntosh in 10th, Nathan Lemon in 11th, Glenn Grimm 12th, Andrew Nagy 13th, Gavin Fitzgerald in 14th, Niles Davis in 15th, and David McCullough in 16th. As the 16 cars in total taken to the grid in Heat 1, so it'll be 18 cars in total as the top 2 in qualifying automatically move on to the main event. There's a little bit smaller field than we usually see at most of these racetracks. Probably the smallest field we've had all season long as well. As they go rolling off of pit lane. As I mentioned, it's only going to be 3 laps here for the heat race. Every position here will matter for your starting spot in the main event, which is 65 laps in total. Which about, technically it's 162.5 miles, but we're rounded up 163 miles in total. Let's take a quick look for weather for tonight's heat race. It'll be early July 9th, about 10 a.m. So pretty early morning here in the Pocono Mountains. Yeah, Pocono Raceway. Pretty nice weather here actually. I think it was 69 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny, and also 78 degree track temp as well. Some high winds from the west, so you know where the west is, not sure exactly, but you know where it is, that could help some drafting here at Pocono, Long Pong, Pennsylvania. As we'll see how these drivers do here. As they're making their way through turn number 3. Last turn at Pocono. I think they have the weirdest turn 4 there on the right side. There it is at what turn 4? As here comes the field and the base car. Gonna pull off in the pit lane. They're about to rack them up here for 3 laps for heat number 1. The Barney Flagman will wave the green flag. We're underway for heat 1 here at Pocono. As the field slowly but surely files their way down to turn number 1. Gonna be pretty hectic here in the turn one as they're still side by side, pretty much 7 rows deep. As Elliot Henderson has an early jump in the turn one on the entry. And you keep that momentum off the exit. Gotta watch out for those bumps on the outside in turn one. But he has the momentum and the outside line. Down the back straightaway they go. Henderson will clear. Has to push behind from Dwayne Young in second. As here comes Young, they look to the inside. Gotta take advantage of that one in turn two. They get sketchy here off the exit. Dwayne Young gonna get a little tight off of turn two. But they keep it clean for now. Down in turn number 3. As Henderson still clears for the race lead here. Enter in turn 3, got blocked to the low side. And Henderson gonna look to try to lead lap 1 here in the heat race. Henderson got on the outside wall for turn 3. They keep it straight for now as Henderson leads lap 1 of heat 1. We'll enter very short heat races here. They got almost 3 wide down in turn 1. One driver going below the block. It's Sean Paul in the 55 machine. Shane Paul, I don't know why I keep saying Sean. Shane Paul there in the 55. Right behind him is Cole Snyder, who was fastest in practice. Didn't have the best of qualifyings, but he's trying to work his way up through the field in this heat race and try to get a better spot in the main event. Zoli gives a little bumper to that 55 machine up ahead. Up the racetrack, it'll be 3 wide for turn 2. Almost some contact there in the mid-pack. As they're going to really race up front as well. Dwayne Young on the outside wall. He's going to lose a couple spots. 3 wide in turn 3 now. Dwayne Young falls down to 5th, maybe in 6th place here in a moment. So some drivers smacking the outside wall as well. Drivers going low to the void as they might be 4 wide, 5 wide here at Pocono. Down the front straightaway, absolute chaos here in the white flag in heat 1. And Elliot Henderson still leads big time. Down in turn 1, they're going to be 4 wide in turn 1. It's going to be really tight. Now 3 wide. There's one driver whipped the racetrack. That's the 06 of Jackson Sims. Sims, there's one driver on the outside wall. It's Andrew Nagy in that 60 machine. As they're still battling pretty hard here in the mid-pack, but out in front, Elliot Henderson still leads over Matt Sisler in second, Dylan Chappell in the 3rd. As off of turn 2 they go, gonna be really tight as well. No drivers side by side up front in the top 10 spots. Still some drivers, a slow car there in the back. That's Dwayne Young. We'll take a replay lap in him later on. As Dylan Harris side by side with Gavin Fitzgerald. Well, most importantly, off of turn number 3, it's going to be Elliot Henderson going to pick up the win here in Heat 1. He'll start in 3rd place in the main events. As the rest of the field flies by, single file for the most part. We'll see what happened there to Dwayne Young. Looks like he just may have broken. Oh, he had some big trouble in turn 1. Off of turn 3, it looks like he may have broken the tire, maybe even. Happened a way. Oh, well, I guess Iris didn't want to see it, but. We can go back. We have about 5 minutes of warm up here, so might as well. As well, he got spun in turn 3, it looks like. But here's the initial contact there. Him and Dylan Chappell. Not sure if that broke his tire or steering, maybe. Like he still able to turn the car there. Now for turn 3, I think he smacked the outside wall hard. That might have broken his tire, maybe the steering as well. We'll go to his cock review. Yeah, he definitely had steering damage there. And he just kind of slowed down, let these drivers by. And down the back straightaway here. Dwayne Young still kind of in the back there. He got spun out, looked like. So he kind of came up the racetrack and made some contact there with Shane Paul. But Dwayne Young, he's round out in last in the heat race. We'll take a quick look at our race results here for Heat 1. As Elliot Henderson will win Heat 1, starting in 3rd place. Matt Sisler in 2nd. Dylan Chappell 3rd. Nathan Lehman in 4th. Jackson Sims 5th. Cole Snyder in 6th. Andrew Nagy 7th. Nicholas Corsell in 8th. Dylan Harris 9th. And Gavin Fitzgerald in 10th. David McIntosh in 11th. Niles Davis 12th. David McCullough in 13th. Shane Paul in 14th. Glenn Grimm 15th. And Dwayne Young around our 16 car field in Heat number 1. We'll take a quick break before this main event. About 3 minutes of warm-up left in the session. So we'll take a quick little break and we'll be right back. The main event of 65 laps here at Pocono. You're looking live at Pocono Raceway. We're race number 9 of the SuperStar ARCA West Series, as currently these drivers green up for the main event, 65 laps around the tricky triangle here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Space car and the rest of the field on pit road. Currently Jake Miller will lead us to green here in a few moments time, but we'll take a quick look at our starting lineup here. We're at the feature race. As Jake Miller will lead us to the green, like I said, and Ty Weems will start in second. Elliot Henderson will be in third, Matt Sisler in fourth, Dylan Chapel in fifth, Nathan Lamont in sixth, Jackson Sims in seventh, Cole Sarah in eighth, Andrew Nagy ninth, Nicholas Quissel in 10th, Dylan Harris in 11th, Gavin Fitzgerald in 12th, Devin McIntosh in 13th, Niall Zaris in 14th, David Cola in 15th, Shane Paul in 16th, Glenn Grimm 17th, and Dwayne Young run our 18-car field here tonight. The drivers currently green up on the grid, and I think we should be all set here, all 18 lined up. Should be rolling off any moment right now. Let's take a quick look at our weather as well. Saw in the heat race there, as the track temp has risen up very high, up to 99 degrees, almost 100, as we're about midday here in Pocono, 1 p.m. in July. So I expect this track just to get hotter and hotter and hotter as the winds have picked up as well. So we could see some big drafts here in a few moments here as we're rolling off here currently. Drivers got to make sure these tires are warmed up and all good to go here as well. Take a quick look if we have any penalties here for tonight's race from last week or some weeks prior. So a few drivers have some drive-throughs and EOLs as well if they are here. See if we can find some names here quickly. Looks like Dwayne Young will be in EOL. Well, looks of it, that's all I can see. Dwayne Young, the only driver, will be in EOL as well. A few drivers suspended as well. So if you're not subscribed or like the live stream yet, please do so, as well as we're about to go green. You're at Pocono for 65 laps in total. Cole Snyder was fastest in practice, so you can be one to watch out for in the long run. Jake Miller got the pole position, but it was Elliot Henderson who won the heat race as well. So a lot of drivers have shown some speed here tonight. We'll see who gets up on top of the podium pretty much here after 65 laps as pace car pulls off. And Jake Miller hits the loud pedal here for the first time at Pocono, and green flag is out. Miller with a great launcher. He's going to clear the outside big time. As Elliot Henderson with a good shove here down to turn number 1. We'll see if there's any big movers here as Henderson goes up to the racetrack. He's clear as well. To the top 2 on the inside, clear on the outside. Here comes Skilled and Chapel as well. But we saw in the initial start of the heat race, the outside line did a great job down this little short chute in the turn 2. Now they enter turn 2, the tunnel turn. This is one of the trickiest and tightest corners on the racetrack. Probably the tightest corner easily. As the exit turn 2, gotta watch out for some carnage here. Don't want to hit the outside wall here early on, get the aero damage. Aero, very important here at a track like Pocono. As we enter turn number 3, Jake Miller still leads, Elliot Henderson second, Dylan Chapel third. Has some 3 wide action further on back. That's Matt Sisler side by side with Gavin Fitzgerald. So 3 wide here further on back as well. It's Andrew Nagy. Looks like it's Nicholas Quissel as well. It's a single file out down the front straight away. As lap 1 is in the books here tonight. As tire wear probably not going to be too big of an issue here, but we do have some hot track temps. So you guys got to watch out for those rear tires cool and those front right tires cool as well. Don't want to use them up too much. a lot of follow leaders so far tonight. If you go out of line, you don't really have, unless you have a teammate behind you that can help you push and shove. It's gonna be tough for you to do that. You're really making any progress throughout this field. Nathan Leamon to the inside of Jackson Sims. Nathan Leamon, currently our points leader actually in the West Series. 8 races into this one. As we're about halfway through the regular season. Actually, this is exactly the halfway point through the regular season. So, right now, season kind of shaping up to what these drivers want it to be, as some contact leader on the outside wall. Looks like Cole Sanger will sink through past Nathan Leamon as well. But these drivers kind of shaking up and kind of sliding into where their spots might be, and kind of knowing what they're out to do these next 9 weeks to see what they can do to get to the playoffs. That's about 4 months away, actually. Beginning of the playoffs happened at Sonoma on March 25th, 2026. So it's 3 whole months away. A little bit more than 3 months, actually. It's a long ways away for that one as well. So still have a long season left, as I'm just snaking down the front straightaway. Mostly single file, though, throughout the field. As I mentioned before, you really need a teammate to maybe make some moves here down the front straightaway. There's late moves there to the inside. I think that might have been to Wayne Young to the inside of Andrew Nagy. Yes, it was. Side by side up ahead. That's Nicholas Corsell. And Shane Paul there. Shane Paul on the inside. Gonna lose a little bit of spots here down the turn 2. Can he maybe get in front of Devin McIntosh here in that 74 machine? Paul and McIntosh side by side through turn 2. As they're losing a little bit of time to the front pack. As Nicholas Corsell trying to catch up to Niles Davis up ahead, as the top 10 pulled away from the rest of the field. It's kind of like a mini IndyCar race. I kind of would describe it as kind of more of a drafting track. It was some drivers on the outside wall hard off of turn 3. More contact. That's in McIntosh on the outside wall. He'll lose a little bit of momentum. One car away on the bottom of the racetrack there, trying to avoid. But like I mentioned, kind of just an IndyCar type of race here. Drivers just maintaining their spots, just trying to not get too much dirty air and just take care of the tires on a longer run. And drafting can be very, very important here tonight, if not the most important thing. Probably the most important drafting racetrack other than Daytona and Talladega. I guess New Atlanta as well. 5 laps in this one. Not a lot of action here up front currently. Rocket down and turn through. A lot of the action happening up in the second pack, which is kind of why they're losing the main pack as well. Go back here to Wayne Young. Side by side, a little argy-bargy there. For Shane Paul. Paul on the inside has no drafting up. He's got to lose a lot of time to get freight trained on the top. It looks like. Let's see what he can do here. Still side by side here. We're really not focused on the main pack, it looks like, as they just keep losing more and more and more time. That's a little bit more contact as well. Andrew Nagy and Shane Paul as well now working to go against Dwayne Young. Young had to serve a knee-well penalty, like I mentioned earlier before. There's now starting line now. But it's a little too late as Jake Miller's. Whoa, one car way on the inside. I believe that might be Dylan Harris right there. And yes, that's actually David McCullough there in that 3 machine. After we may have the outside wall way to the inside, and he gets past Dylan Harris up ahead. As there's still 3 wides and still battling it out here. Down in turn number 2. As up in front, no real battles up here, as here comes Cole Sanger left on the inside, maybe of Jackson Sims. He backs out of it, stays behind that 06 machine. Looks like side by side here for second. That's Elliot Henderson and Dylan Chapel to the inside, but Henderson stays ahead for now. And now side by side Cole Snyder and Ty Weems. Weems up the top side. He's going to stay ahead of Cole Snyder, and Cole Snyder will slot back down in the 6th place behind Jackson Sims. As Nathan Lehman trying to work together there, those drivers' teammates. So really kind of just a chill race out in front, I would say. I would describe it as. Andrew Nagy spun off of turn number 3. Looks like no cautions out for that one. The 60 machine around. Let's take a quick replay of what happened there. Bill just tagged. Looks like Nicholas Corsellas. There was a huge little wreck there. Huge little wreck, but just a big incident there, and no caution out for that one. As everyone kind of keeps straight except Andrew Nagy, who loses the most time there. But we stay green for now here at Pocono. 9 laps in this one. Comes Cole Snyder to the inside, gotta take a peek, get help from Nathan Lehman, and that's what I'm talking about, the help your teammate has to give you, or some other driver has to give you. Push pass here, but can he make the move down to turn 2? It's gonna be a little bit tight off of turn 2. Still side by side, but Jackson Sims has the momentum off of turn 2. He'll clear back for 5th place. Gotta make sure you don't lose the main pack as well. These top 9 drivers have done a great job just staying together. Now Zeus kind of lost the main pack. He's fallen down into Dwayne Young's clutch right here. This is for a top 10 spot. So don't Chapel clips the apron. Looks like you might have got a bit loose there, maybe. It was kind of mostly single file. No one's really able to make some moves happen yet. I think this race is really gonna be won and lost on pit lane, and also working with your teammates as well. As we've seen some attempts to try to make some moves, but really it's gonna be really tough unless you have probably 3 cars working with you to make these moves. As here comes Elliot Henderson to the outside. Jake Miller clips the apron. That might be a move here down to turn 3 for Henderson if he can make it work. Has a little bit of momentum, but doesn't look like it's really enough to really do much. But he's got side by side behind Cole Snyder once again, trying to get past Jackson Sims. Clips the apron. He'll move up the racetrack. Can he clear off for turn 3? No, he won't. Oh, way to the inside for Cole Snyder. No slot back in line behind Jackson Sims currently. Impact doing a great job right now currently. They enter turn number 2 right now and exit turn 2 as well. About 4 second lead over the second group of cars, which is only 3 of them. Dwayne Young, Shane Paul, Niles Davis in that 3-car pack. Not really able to catch up to the main pack last time by. They're about 4 tenths slower than our race leader. This time by, about time, yeah, about 4 tenths slower once again. So we're just not able to do much here. Being on the big pack with some other drivers. A 3-car back just is not enough. As here comes Cole Center once again to the inside of Jackson Sims. He has a little bit of help this time. Side by side down the internal turn. Can you do it? Low side drop there as well. Down to turn 2, Jackson Sims really sticks on the outside. Can you make it work? He's get a little tight off of turn 2. This is Cole Center's probably best shot he has by getting inside the top 5 spot. A little bit, oh, argy-bargy there. Contact lane to turn 3 center. Slide jobs it right for 5th place, right in front of Jackson Sims. Oh, he wasn't quite clear enough. Sims on the outside wall, but Snyder makes his way through a little bit aggressively as well. Behind them, though, Gavin Fitzgerald got around Nathan Lehman as well. How will Jackson Sims respond to that? Will he try to help Cole Center? Will he try to get by him quickly here in a few moments? Jake Miller still leads over Elliott Henderson over Dylan Chappell in 3rd. Being ridden this whole 15 laps so far tonight. Chappell right behind Henderson. Will he make a move down to turn number 1? Doesn't look like he will, but he has a huge run down turn 1. Will Henderson use it? No, he won't. We'll stay back for now. Here comes Jackson Sims the inside Cole Snyder. Sims probably not too happy with how Snyder got by him a few laps ago off of turn 3. Or off of turn 2, I should say. And off of turn 3 as well. So a lot of contact between those two, but they keep it clean for now down in the turn 2 as well as the rest of the field. And 17 laps down right now for these gyros, being ridden the whole time so far as well. Side by side further on back, that's Nathan Lehman and Matt Sisler. Can't be too side by side here. You gotta work together to try to get back up to the main pack. Do not want to lose the draft right now. Looks like Chappell going on the inside of Elliott Henderson. We turn 2. Off of turn 2, a little bit of contact there. Chappell backs out of it though. He's gonna slide in line though. A little side job down in turn 3. We'll do a little bit of slide job move down into turn number 3 here. Not enough as Henderson stays ahead for now. It's side by side behind. It's Cole Snyder as Jackson Sims just gonna push Ty Weems by. Snyder got a slot in 6th place as here comes, oh, Gavin Fitzgerald. Not the most smoothest bump there, but he gets the job done. Keeps Cole Center ahead of him. As that could have been bad for that 88 machine. As Gavin Fitzgerald now to the outside of Cole Center. Center might drop down in 7th place as Henderson might hit the outside wall there off of turn 2, but there's a little bit of time here to Jake Miller up ahead. Miller likes what he sees in his rearview mirror. He's not really able to pull away quite enough to break the draft here off of turn number 2. As here comes Jackson Sims the inside. Big Sims at turn 1. Sims He might go for third place here on the inside. Dylan Chappell. There's some contact behind Gavin Fitzgerald and Ty Williams as Jackson Sims clears for fourth place. Almost got Dylan Chappell there as well. Some major moves here late into the green flag run. Pit stops here probably in a few moments. Has some moves here as here comes Chappell to the inside, but he's going to be friction on the outside. No help for that 17 machine. Down into number 1. He's going to Royce and only Doris Henderson up the racetrack. As that's one way to make the move. He's going to go for the race lead contact. Jake Miller, Dylan Chappell off of turn number 1. Jake Miller, Chappell stays straight for now. Miller going to break the draft, give his draft to his teammate of Elliott Henderson behind. Henderson now side by side with Chappell. Henderson stays in second for now. As actually Chappell stays in third as well, so aggressive moves for that 17 machine. Here trying to get up to second place, but drops down to third. As he was in second for momentarily. He's now off for turn number 3. Driver's gonna fly by barring the flagman. When will we see some pit stops here? I'm expecting it's gonna be a 2-stop race. Driver's probably gonna pit around lap 24 or so. 20 to 24. As if you're just joining us now, only 21 laps in this race. We've not had a single caution so far tonight. We've had one incident there when driver was spun around, but no caution for that one. But so far we've been green all 21 laps. We have about an 8-car pack here currently. Driver's kind of maybe just drafting. Some drivers in the outside wall for turn 3. Some drivers have been trying to make some moves. It's really hard to make some moves here at Pocono without some teammates behind you or a draft partner at least to help out. We've seen that a lot tonight so far. Also, if you're just joining us, please like and subscribe as well. Helps out the channel and the stream and the league as well. Get some exposure out there. Driver's struggling here off of turn number 1 as well, as really the lap times have not fallen off at all. So we could see some 2-tire stops. Some 2-tire strategy calls possibly here, maybe gain some track position. One driver way up the racetrack, it's Gavin Fitzgerald. Looks like pit stops happening right now. Gotta make sure you don't speed as this is a hard pit road. There's a lot of brakes locking up as Jake Miller. This looks like no penalties out right now. It's paying here on lap 23, 20 coming to 20, 22 coming to 23. Will we see some 2-tire stops here? Back out in front, Jackson Sims, Cole Snyder, and Matt Sisler. You do not want to stay out too long here, because you do need a drafting partner. As off pit ring, it's going to be Jake Miller. No 2-tire strategy call for right now. Jake Miller has a pretty good gap over the rest of the field. You got to make sure you get to that blue line right there, blue cone. Elliott Henderson and Dylan Chappell side by side off the pit lane. As Henderson got up the racetrack, cold tires. Got to watch for that one. Tires not currently up to temperature. He slots in the line behind Dylan Chappell. Drivers going to draft with each other right now. As Matt Sisler stays out an extra lap as Jackson Sims and Cole Snyder down in the pit lane. Where will they cycle out to? Jake Miller still out in front, as he'll most likely take the race lead once this is all over. Behind him, Gavin Fitzgerald, But a great pit stop for him, as right behind him, Dylan Chappell and Elliot Henderson, they have to work together to catch up to Jake Miller and Gavin Fitzgerald. Looks like he might have been blocking right there, but currently right now these drivers have to work together to catch up to our race leader. As Gavin Fitzgerald way up the racetrack for that 16 machine. He just overdrove the car there on the entry of turn 1. Looks like Dylan Chappell will make clear here. Actually, he won't, as actually Jackson Sims slots in between these drivers. I'm in no man's zone right now as Matt Sisler in pit lane currently. So once this all cycles through, Jake Miller will be back in the race lead here in a moment. Down the front trailer they go. You kind of see the gap there. Race leader, second, third, fourth, and fifth, right all there under a blanket pretty much. As Jake Miller officially takes the race lead, here comes Matt Sisler as well off the pit lane. As the pit cycle is officially complete here on lap 25 of 65. So it will be a 2-stop race, one more stop to go for these drivers. Probably around the lap 45 to 50 mark. As we do a little othering, crank it up here as these drivers try to catch up to a race leader currently of Jake Miller. back live here at Pocono. Kind of saw a little bit of a racing here for Elliot Henderson, Gavin Fitzgerald, and Dylan Chappell here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Surprisingly, they have not been working together too well to catch up to Jackson Sims and Jake Miller. As Jake Miller not too far ahead, he was only about 2.5 seconds up the road, but if they work together, get some drafting help. Oh, ooh, Miller on the outside wall. That's going to help big time as he crosses the line. We'll see how quick Jackson Sims caught him that time by. Looks like he actually lost 2 tenths that time. This driver is not doing a great job catching up to a race leader, as that pit stop could make the difference here for Jake Miller. If we do stay green the whole night, which that was a question in the chat, I mean, that's going to be a big one. So far we've been green, coming to about the halfway point in this in about 2 or 3 laps. So we've not had a caution free race in any oval this season so far. Lastly, we had Atlanta, we had a pretty long green flag run, but obviously Watkins we don't have any cautions, but so far this season we've had probably a medium, I would say medium cautions or so. We've got some big incidents as well in those cautions though. But here comes Dylan Chappell and Cole Sanger, teammates going to work together on the inside, try to get by Gavin Fitzgerald here. It's actually Cole Sanger to move back up to the top side behind Fitzgerald, but Chappell should just clear for 4th place here. Yes, he will. Jared once again getting pretty racy here. Not really working together too well to catch up to a race leader. As this group of cars now up to 5, could maybe catch up to Jackson Sims here momentarily and try to get some drafting help from that 06 machine to catch up to a race leader here of Jake Miller. But like I mentioned, watch out for those 2-tire strategy call we might see here later in tonight's race. As these drivers trying to maybe do something different as we're coming up to the halfway point this time by. But do something different to try to catch up to a race leader who's been leading every lap so far tonight. Started on pole position, has not looked back at all. Some more side-by-side action. Here's Cole Sanger and Gavin Fitzgerald. Side-by-side off of turn number 1 here. Almost some contact there. Gotta watch out. Sander's gonna slide in line right in front of Sisler there. 93 machine. Now they've really caught up to Jackson Sims here, but the main point is they haven't really gained any time to Jake Miller. Up ahead, Jake Miller kind of in the world of his own right now as we are past halfway point. So his caution is out, as that changes everything as the Wayne Young junks. I believe that is in the turn 2. Yes, it is. Wow. So that changes everything tonight here on lap 34. As Jake Miller was looking really good here tonight, and anyone who said that we would see a yellow flag tonight was correct. They're in the chat. Wow. As we'll take a look, we're having that 45 machine. There's a big jump down there in the turn number 2. It looks like as Dwayne Young may have started on the front straightaway. Is kind of packing his own right now. See if we can see this do better here. It was him, Dylan Harris, and Shane Paul. It's like Dwayne Young kind of gave a bumping around there to Shane Paul. Of the racetrack, they go off for turn 1. Young gets a little tight. Paul stays ahead for now, a little side draft there. Down the back straightaway into turn 2. A little more side draft, a little contact on entry. There's a little bit more contact there, and Dwayne Young goes around on the entry to turn number 2. I think Dwayne Young maybe just not giving him enough room. Kind of squeezed him up the outside wall a little bit, but kind of a racing incident there, a little contact and also a little neck kill as well. Kind of see just a slim margin there. Dwayne Young front end destroyed here, as that brings up the first caution of tonight. As Jake Miller, gotta be unfortunate for him, as he was probably hoping that this stayed green the whole way. As will we see some pit stops here tonight under caution, and looks like most of the field coming down pit lane this time by. It's not too surprising here, topping off on fuel and take some tires as well. Into the boxes they go. Any 2 tire takers here? Looks like maybe no one there. Actually, kind of surprising. Everyone took 4 there. Race off pit road is Jake Miller off of pit road. Jackson Sims in second. Elliot Henderson in third. So we take a quick little break. We'll be right back here from Pocono. It's back live here at Pocono, about to go back green. Pace car off on the pit road, and Jake Miller once again will lead us to the green flag this time by as Barney Flagman waves the green flag, and we're about underway here at Pocono. It's down the wrong front straightaway. Will anyone make a move down into number one here on the restart? Doesn't look like they will. Too wide here for third place behind. That's Nathan Lamont and Jackson Sims. As Elliot Henderson trying to clear for second place off for turn number one. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Maybe, yes. He will clear Jackson Sims for second. As Nathan Lemon falling like a rock, he's going to slide himself up in the sixth place ahead of Ty Weems. That 44 machine. There's no contact there in turn two. Around goes Weems. Even more contact there. As 3 or 4 drivers involved. Dylan Harris there. Andrew Nagy, Shane Paul as well. And that's our second caution of the night. Back to back, stacking them up, restacking them up here. Causes that reaction now in turn number 2. The kind of aggressive move there. And it goes Corsell. Just looks like he might have got tight off of turn number 2. And everyone's just trying to stack up and avoid that one. Don't think anyone got too major damage there. Maybe Andrew Nagy, he hit someone pretty hard there. There's a Shane Paul he hit there. These guys are just trying to avoid as much as they can. Actually, Andrew Nagy has a front end almost coming off there as well. So back-to-back cautions after going green for around 33 laps. So could we see some drivers maybe top it off on fuel and try to go all the way, the rest of the way on that 1 second fuel as well? And we'll see here if anyone pops off on the pit lane. Big Miller looking down the pit lane, maybe faking some drivers out. Yes, he will. As some drivers behind, that's Joan Chapel, Cole Center down pit lane. 8th man one as well. I think they know how close they are on fuel right now currently. It's worth the risk to maybe stay out. So it's pretty much a fuel only stop for those drivers. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, just topping off on fuel, trying to make it to the end as well. Will anyone come down pit lane? He's really faking it again, but he can't because he'll get a penalty. So obviously it's a fake. So Well, Dylan Chapel, yes, they will. All those drivers coming down pit lane. Once again, Gavin Fitzgerald, Dylan Chapel, Nathan Lemon, and Cole Center coming down pit lane. Those 4 drivers gonna top off once again here. And the 25 to go. It's time by. So right on the fuel edge, it looks like. As here we go, second restart of the night. I guess, yeah, second restart of the night. Third start initially for Jake Miller on pole position. Starting out in first. We'll see how he does this time, as he's done pretty well the last 2 times. As into the restart zone they go. Green flag is back out. 24 laps to go here at Pocono. Jake Miller clear easily down on the front straightaway. Jackson Sims has his draft though. As he slots back in line up to the top side, give Elliot Henderson his draft as well to rocket down to number 1. It looks like Sims will clear for a second. Henderson slots himself into 3rd place. As down the back straightaway they go. Sims and Henderson working together here in 2nd place, bump drafting down into turn number 3. Sims with a good launch into turn 3. He may be making a move here on Jake Miller and steal that race, lead the way here on lap 20, come to 42. As side by side there, Devin McIntosh and Niles Davis. Davis may have to take the outside wall there off turn 3, a little slow. As Gavin Fitzgerald will get by him as well. It was Shane Paul as well for that 8th place spot. Behind them, Cole Sander, Andrew Nagy side by side for 10th place. Couple drivers who just pitted that last caution. We'll see if that strategy works out for them if you stay green the whole way. As huge run down into turn 1, will Jackson Sims take it? No, he won't. He'll stay behind for now. Alright, it's a 4-car breakaway here for the race lead currently, as Dylan Harris leads the train here for that second train, but not really hooked up together too much with these four drivers, as they're kind of separated pretty big car lengths in between each other. They're not really able to catch up to these race leaders, as now Cole Center, Andrew Nagy, and Dylan Chappell working together here to try to maybe catch up to the second pack and get to that top 5 spot. There's a black flag there by 55 machine. Maybe an instant black flag, so they'll have to come down pit lane. Serve a drive-through penalty, so I think it's an incident penalty right there. Having an incident limit, as there he goes, coming down pit lane this time by. You gotta make sure you don't speed and get a double penalty. It looks like he doesn't blow it down. He's locked it up. Not what you want to do here with 20 laps to go this late into the race, but still has plenty of time at a big track like Pocono. That's a lot of laps for stuff to happen, as we've seen some massive wrecks already, at least one in here tonight that resulted in a caution. We saw one earlier a little bit that did not have a caution around lap 9, I believe. So this field is really spread out here with 20 laps to go. Jake Miller still in the race lead. He's led every lap so far tonight. He's going to try to keep that going so far. These drivers, we'll see if these drivers do have to pit one more time. We saw Cole Snyder popped off on fuel on the last caution. That was 7 laps ago, so it was with 25 laps to go. So that's right around the time these drivers pitted in the first green flag run. So some of these other drivers who pitted about 12 laps ago, they'll definitely have to pit at least one more time, most likely. How will that affect these drivers up ahead? And will they be saving some fuel as well? Maybe the top 3 saving some fuel. Will they go and push as much as they can? Try to build as big of a gap as they can as well. Now Jake Miller still leads the top 4, still pulling away from the rest of the field. They have a 4-second gap over 5th place of Dylan Harris. The drivers in mid-pack still continue to battle here. Cole Snyder, Dylan Chappell, Andrew Nagy, Matt Sisler side by side, and duking out here for around that 8th place spot. A couple of those drivers did top off on fuel as well, so that's a storyline we're following here in a couple of moments. We'll see when these drivers up ahead do pit as well. Back out in front, Jake Miller still leads over Jackson Sims, Elliott Henderson. Even call in fourth. Drivers now have about a 4.5 second lead over the rest of the field. They do have to pit at least one more time, most likely. They pitted about 15 laps ago. So we'll see how that plays out. Just showing the stream. Apparently it went green about 10 laps ago. Some drivers pitted under that last caution, topping off on fuel. Some of the drivers opting to stay out. The top four did stay out. They all have to pit at least one more time. The drivers who topped off were kind of unknown. It's right on the fuel limit with 25 to go. So it's going to be really close for some of those drivers. They may be saving some fuel as well. As Cole Center there. Dylan Chappell currently, actually it's Gavin Fitzgerald, who's currently the highest running driver who topped off on fuel. Dylan Harris also topped off on fuel, but he did not top off a second time right before we went green. As Gavin Fitzgerald on the outside wall off turn number 2. As these drivers continue to battle here for rounds, kind of mid-pack, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Nice spots. So as Andrew Nagy the inside of Cole Sanger. Sanger stays ahead for now, has some draft, and here comes Matt Sisler as well. Big block there for the 60 machine, not able to block quick enough. As Matt Sisler at 93 going to slide himself up in the top 10 spot. He'll clear, maybe he's going to get a little tight off of turn number 1. They're still side by side here for 10th place, a little side drop there, but Sisler will clear for 10th officially there down the back straightaway, entering turn number 2. You can see how big of a gap now. It's a 6-second gap between our top 4 drivers currently. As we'll see here off of turn number 1, just how big of a gap that is right here. As here comes the second pack of rocking by off of turn 1. A huge gap, pretty much a straightaway gap almost for these top 4 drivers and the rest of the field. We'll see these drivers in the second pack, maybe just fuel saving currently right now. Could definitely be something that's going on. Seven McIntosh side by side with Gavin Fitzgerald here off of turn number 3. 11 laps to go now here at Pocono. This really now comes down to fuel strategy, which it does in real life quite a bit here at the Pocono Raceway. Still in Harris might lose that 5th place spot they got him for Fitzgerald here in turn 1. Fitzgerald way up the racetrack. But off of turn 1, looks like that 16 machine will clear for 5th. As now he'll lead the train down this back straightaway, enter turn number 2. As our 4th place driver has lost our race leaders. Ian McCullough now currently in 4th place, losing some time as side by side once again. Dylan Harris, Gavin Fitzgerald off for turn 2, gotta get a little tight here down in the tunnel turn. As really tight here in the turn 3 as well, almost 3 abreast. As contact around goes to 93, Max Sisler around and not bringing out the caution. And yes, it will with 10 laps to go. That changes everything here. As that's our 3rd caution in that here in lap 56. As wow. That Sisler and it looks like it was Nathan Lamont making contact there in the turn number 3. Not sure exactly what happened there. Not sure who initiated it, but it looks like Nathan Lamont. That looks like Matt Sisler kind of chopped his nose down a little bit on Nathan Lamont there, possibly. I think if I looked at that right. I think he didn't really expect Lamont to get there as quick as he did. Just barely caught the nose of that Ford Mustang. Around they go. Right on the exit of turn 3. Luckily no one got into the back of him. But no major damage for those two gyros, just probably gotta get some new tires there. I think it's General Tires is the sponsor of the ARCA Tires. Not Goodyear tires like most NASCAR series. That's our third caution of the night. Go back green here with around 7 laps to go. As gyros should now be plenty good on fuel once they come down pit lane. Pit stop's gonna happen here momentarily. I'm expecting someone will take 2 tires here most likely. Here they come down pit lane. As will we see a 2-tire stop here from someone? So David McCullough will take 2 tires there. He'll be the first one off pit lane. Everyone else looking like they're going to take 4 tires maybe. So Dylan Chapel will take 2. Cole Snyder taking 2. And Jake Miller, slow pit stop, still in his box. As he loses all that track position. He's all the way down to 14th place. At a 25-second pit stop. Not sure if he slid through his box. Couldn't really see it from that camera angle. We'll see from this one. Just a really slow pit stop. He had to, I think he messed up there. He was gonna take 2. Yeah, he never took tires. So I think what happened was he forgot to check his tires. Because remember, right before this caution came out, he would have to pit at least one more time. And I think he was gonna take fuel only on that pit stop. And he just never changed his tires. Was a disaster there for the most dominant car tonight. He's all the way down in the 14th place there. He was last week's winner at Atlanta as well. As wow. That changes everything as now we have a mix of 2 tires, 4 tires, and everything in between pretty much. We have the top 3 taking 2 tires. You got Matt Sisler in 5th place taking 2. Jackson Sims was the first driver to take 4. He's currently in 4th place. So we'll see how this plays out, but that's a huge costly mistake from Jake Miller there. As there we go side by side here, gonna go green with 6 laps to go. So we'll see how this plays out here as big shake up here after those pit stops. As here we go off of turn number 3. What turn 4? Space car gonna take the hard left turn on the pit lane as we're going to 6 laps to go. Here's Barney Flagman waves the green flag as the field rockets down the front straightaway for possibly the final restart of the night. Side by side through most of the field here off of turn number 1. So out in front, David McCullough leads the field down the back straightaway as here comes Elliot Henderson, Jackson Sims on the outside with Dylan Chappell leading this group. We make a move down to turn number 2. No, he stays behind so far. There's a little bit of wiggle down in turn number 2, a little bit of bump drafting gone wrong, possibly just a little bit of miscalculation. They keep it straight down into turn number 3 as here comes Dylan Chappell on the inside for the race lead. Little slide job move down to turn 3 from the 5 laps to go this time by. Dylan Chappell leads off of turn number 3. 5 to go here at Pocono. Jake Miller already up to 10th place here on that restart there. I think he restarted around 13th or 14th spot. We'll see how quickly he can make his way up through the field, if at all. David McCullough trying to do as much as he can in that second place spot. A goal in the outside wall for Jackson Sims. That's going to lose a lot of momentum. Here comes Elliot Henderson now to the inside. As he backs out of it, he goes behind his teammate there of Jackson Sims. As almost 3 abreast here as Jake Miller up to 8th place. Now 9th. He's kind of trying to get up to 8th place here currently, trying to get by Nathan Lim on here in the moment. From the 4 laps ago this time by. Jackson Sims in 3rd, Elliot Henderson in 4th. Those 2 drivers took 4 tires. The top 2 took 2. As here comes David McCullough to the inside of Dylan Chappell. Can he make it work down to turn 1? Looks like he won't. He might get past here from Jackson Sims. As Sims looking through at middle, possibly no. He stays on the outside now. As side by side here off of turn 1 once again. Here comes Cole Sanders will join the picture. As now the outside lane for right train on the inside. As no help on the inside. As the top 3 clear, maybe even the top 4 in the moment. As Cole Sanders off of turn 2, he'll clear for 4th place. And here comes Gavin Fitzgerald as well. As finally that 3rd machine able to slide in line in 5th or 6th place of David McCullough. Dylan Chappell in the race lead here currently side by side with Jackson Sims off of turn 3. Chappell not able to block. Sims with the teammate behind of Henderson, gonna push him by here down the front straightaway. Coming 3 laps to go, but here it comes Cole Sanders with a huge run, gonna make it 3 wide down in turn 1 for the race lead. Snyder to the bottom, up the racetrack, go way up the racetrack. More contact, Henderson and Chappell, but here comes Gavin Fitzgerald to the bottom of the racetrack here off of turn 1. It looks like Jackson Sims will clear all and everyone as he now blocks the inside here down the back straightaway. And watch out for Jake Miller. You can see that 77 machine, black and blue, right there, 99th place spot. Looking inside, Nathan Lamont behind in turn 3. The tall turn gonna be tight here off of turn 2. They keep it straight for now. As down in the turn 3 they go. Jackson Sims leads. There's a little more contact. Henderson makes contact with Chappell. Chappell goes around, and a big calamity there. Jake Miller involved as caution is out with 3 laps to go here at Pocono. There's a big calamity there down into turn number 3. Wow. As Jackson Sims currently leads here. To be green, a white checkered finish. We'll see what happened here. Stone Chapel gave a shove to full center there. Elliot Henderson looking inside and maybe just drove into the back of Dylan Chapel. Around he goes right in front of Jake Miller and a few others there. See when you see a better view here from the blimp camera. This is off of turn number 2. Chapel with a good run. They try to work with his teammate there down into a short chute in turn 3. Try to catch up back up to the race leader, but Henderson looks to the inside. And I mean, kind of just a racing incident. It looks like they're trying to make a move a little maybe too late actually, but calamity here off of turn 3. Bunch of drivers involved as well. Probably the most dominant driver tonight of Jake Miller involved. See this from the exit turn 3 camera. Elliot Henderson sneaks his way through unscathed, like overhead. This could be a green-white checkered finish here as Jackson Sims. Currently our race leader Henderson coming down pit lane. Possibly, no, he's gonna stay out. So, in the meantime, we'll take a quick little break and we'll be right back here with possibly the final restart of the night here at Pocono. Back live here at Pocono Raceway, about to go for our first green-white checkered attempt here tonight. Jackson Sims will lead us to the green flag for the first time tonight. Jake Miller, the most dominant car tonight, involved in that last incident. He's going to be out of tonight's race. Colson on the outside in second. Jackson Sims on four tires. Adam Fitzgerald giving a big shove to that 06 machine, but Jackson Sims, good restart for him, but he doesn't want to get out too far in front. These drivers have a lot of draft down the front straightaway, so maybe make a move down in turn number 1, or even down in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. But still side by side for second. Fitzgerald and Snyder. As Fitzgerald off of turn number 1 will clear as contact behind, wrecking. As massive pile up there as caution is out here. Once again, it's gonna be another green and white checker as that's a 4-5 car wreck there with caution right here on lap 67. Dylan Chapel destroyed. David McCullough destroyed. Niles Davis a little bent up there as well as Nathan Lemon destroyed as well. Crowd blocking it there in that 15 machine. Oh, hard lick for those drivers there. Ooh, not see that one live, but wow. Massive shunt there for those drivers. So say Nathan Lemon just got set off of turn 1. And nowhere for those drivers to go. There's a 5-car wreck there, big pile up off of turn 1. As we'll restack them up again here for Jackson Sims. Restart from the lead once again. That was our 5th caution of the night. We went caution free to lap 34. And we've had about 4 cautions since then. We'll see how many green and white checker attempts we do have. I'll try to figure it out as soon as possible. We have 3 green and white checker attempts. That was our first one, so we're supposed to be 2 of 3. So if we do have another green and checker, that could end the race. If you do have 2 more cautions. That is a big if, so. Next week we go to a big switch there. We go to Bristol next week for the SuperStar West Series. So a little switch from Pocono to Bristol. A little different racetracks, I would say. But yeah, that should be a fun one there. Concrete surface there. I think it's the concrete. I think it's Dover and Bristol and Nashville. Yeah, Super Speedway as well. The only concrete racetracks in NASCAR. So very unique racing service on that there. Bristol, Tennessee. But looking ahead on the schedule, we also have Chicago Street Course, which is also an interesting racetrack. Obviously not coming back this year in real life, probably ever actually. But we got Indianapolis, obviously historic there, the Brickyard. Kentucky, Atlanta, New Atlanta, so that should be a fun one. New Atlanta, Arlington, always tricky there. Talladega, Rockingham, and Iowa. Sonoma, Homestead, New Hampshire, Charlotte, Auto Club, Texas. A lot of good racetracks there. Coming up on pretty much next 15 races. So that should be a lot of fun races, and obviously this one's not over yet, and this is a pretty good race. I would say it's a lot really hard to pass here tonight at Pocono without some help, obviously, but we'll see how aggressive these drivers are here on this restart. Obviously last time it's kind of what caused caution, just a little bit overly aggressive on the exit of these corners. We'll see if we see a little deja vu action here. Nonetheless, should be going green next time by. Doubling back up here. Here we go. Second green-white checkered of the night. Jackson Sims will lead us once again to the stripe. This time Gavin Fitzgerald in second on the outside. Sims will take in the green this time, and yes, we are. Sims with a good launch. He'll clear Fitzgerald down the front straightaway. He gives Fitzgerald some draft. Same with Henderson as well. Cole Sam slots in line. And fourth. They're rugged down to number one here. Single file over the top four spots. Side by side for fifth place, it's Dylan Harris and Matt Sisler. Zoom Carlin outside wall. It's Cole Sam on the outside. Goes all the way to the inside. He keeps it off the inside wall, but he's going to lose a couple spots here. Luckily, it stays straight for now as that rock down to turn number two. Jackson Sims still leads here over Gavin Fitzgerald and over Elliot Henderson. Gavin Fitzgerald and Elliot Henderson on 4 tires. So they're on the same tires as Jackson Sims. But here off of turn number 3. About to take the white flag. We have no incidents off of turn 3. Doesn't look like we do. And the white flag in the air. Final time around here at Pocono. 2.5 miles to go. Can Jackson Sims hold on? She'll get a push Sims into turn number 1 there. Wasn't really close enough. Sims looking for his first win of the season here at Pocono. Down the back straightaway they go. Is Fitzgerald close enough? Has momentum. Will he make a move down to turn 2? No, he won't. He's going to wait till turn 3. Off of turn 2. Does he have the momentum to do anything here down to turn number 3? There's a little bit of draft. He's closing. He's closing even more. But it's just not enough here down to turn number 3. As Jackson Sims rounding off of turn number 3. Coming to the stripe. Jackson Sims will win here at Pocono. As Gavin Fitzgerald will finish in second and Ellie Henderson in third. Sims holds off on the restart there. Fitzgerald really was never really close enough to maybe make a move. Maybe down to turn number 2, but that would have been a really risky move. But Sims holds on for now and wins here at Pocono. I was burning it down the other front straight away. As he resets there, we'll take a quick break and we'll speak to our top 3 finishers and we'll get our final race results as well in the meantime. Back live here at Pocono Raceway. Let's take a quick look at our final race results here for tonight's 165-mile race, but 72 laps total, supposed to be 65. A few green and white checkers in there, but Jackson Sims pulls off the victory here after some final late race restarts. Gavin Fitzgerald will finish in second, Owen Harrison in third, Matt Sisler in fourth, Dylan Harrison in fifth, Shane Paul in sixth, Andrew Nagy seventh, Cole Sire in eighth, Lucas Corsell in 9th, and David McCullough in 10th. 11th will be Niles Davis, 12th will be Ty Weems, 13th will be Nathan Lamont, 14th Dylan Chappell, Devin McIntosh, and 15th Jake Miller, who dominated tonight. In 16th, had a bad pit road mistake, at least I believe, and cost himself probably at least the top 5 finish, probably in my opinion. Glenn Grimm in 17th, and Dwayne Young round out our 18-car field here tonight at Pocono. We're going to speak to our race winner here of Jackson Sims. Jackson Sims holds off the win here at Pocono after some late restarts there. Bring him into the booth here in a moment. Oh, Jackson, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
To pick off the win here today at Pocono after some late restarts here. Talk us through those green white checkers and how you ended up to hold on to this victory.
Yeah, just the way the draft works in the car, it was really important to kind of stay on the top, and because of that, it would cost some checkups. So I knew as long as I could get clear and get to the outside and not let anybody to my outside, I was going to be okay. So once I got to the lead, I knew as long as something crazy didn't happen, and I didn't mess up, I think I could have kept it. So it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, you kind of saw everything in this race: long green flag runs, short runs as well, and green checker at the end. How was the tire wears on the long run, at least the first half of the race when we had the green flag run pit stops as well?
Tire wear wasn't too bad. Definitely felt like you hurt your right front more, especially if you were in traffic. Dirty air, it's really bad with it being mostly a single lane racetrack. So I had to manage it a little bit, but not as much as most weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And anyone to thank for tonight's win here at Pocono?
Yeah, thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and thanks to my teammate Gavin and Elliot were really helpful there at the end. We were able to work together and get another top 3 for the team. And Jake had some pit road trouble, so he led most of the race. So sucks he couldn't be up there, but he did a good job too.
Yeah. I mean, he led pretty much every lap until that moment, and still a great result for you team. Obviously, getting your first win of the season, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
Yep, see you. Thank you.
So is Jackson Sims getting his first win of the season there, and great result for him on those green-white checkers, and held off his teammate Gavin Fitzgerald there, who had a chance maybe in the turn two to maybe get the win there. We'll talk to him and see what he could have maybe done differently, pick up that victory lane trophy. Hello, Gavin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So you round yourself off in the second, almost getting to that race win here tonight. What could you have done differently to maybe put yourself in the victory lane on those last green-white checkered?
Yeah, I mean, it was just really hard. It was kind of hard to pass all night, especially being on equal tires with everybody. I know we had that kind of run there, trying to save fuel. It was just really hard to get by people. I guess I probably could have, I don't know, maybe shoved it into turn one, maybe a little more aggressive than I needed to, but it just wasn't worth it to me. No point in wrecking anybody. So yeah, just probably could have been a little more aggressive on the end there, but we'll take the second place after not really racing much of all lately. So overall, a good day.
Yeah, great day for you. Your best finish this season. Obviously, you only had 2 starts before this, you kind of mentioned, but what's your thoughts going into next week at Bristol? Little short track, a lot different than here at Pocono, obviously, a lot different size as well.
Yeah, Bristol's always a pretty fun one. I tend to do pretty well there. It's really good with the multiple grooves, I guess. Depends on the weather and how they have it set it up. I haven't raced necessarily the new ARCA car at Bristol. So, definitely excited for it. Always a good time when we go there. Look forward to doing well again there next week.
Yeah, congrats on your second place here tonight at Pocono. Anyone you'll thank for tonight's great run?
I'd just like to thank my team, Spectrum Racing, Elliot, Sims, Jake, Nick, all great guys to work with. Giant Tiger being on the car week in, week out. Eric, Kev for bringing us in here and letting us, drive for Spectrum, bringing the team over here. It's been a lot of fun, and I know a lot of the guys have been enjoying it, and thank you for putting on the broadcast.
And of course, and congrats on your second here tonight. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Gavin Fitzgerald, our second place finisher at 16 machine. Close to get his first win of the season as well, but picks up his first top 5 as well. But Elliot Henderson rounds himself off in the 3rd place, was involved in an incident earlier. I think the second to last caution possibly, worked his way back up in the 3rd place, but we'll speak to him here in a moment. Hello, Elliot, you got a copy?
I do.
So you work your way up in the 3rd place there. Talk us through that last green-white checker there, and how you could have had a chance at second, or maybe even the race win as well.
I think my damage from previous issues took me out of that. I felt like in the long run I had the better tires, so in those short runs there wasn't a whole lot you could really do. But yeah, not a lot you can do, especially when you get walled coming through turn 1. Cole thinks otherwise. I don't really know what to tell him. I mean, I would apologize, but I felt like he was an inch off of me, and with aero in these cars, there's a bubble where you can push someone forward without really intending to, and as far as I see it, that's what happened. I wasn't on the throttle on corner exit, and it just kind of walled me and him. So that just is what it is. But happy to finish 3rd and move forward. Haven't finished outside of 3rd except for that road course, and until we get to Chicago, that's how we're trying to run.
Yeah, great season so far for you, and you're only 6th start of the season. Anyone that I thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, as always, you guys for the broadcast, Sam, everyone that makes this league go around, David and Matt, that are admins over here, my teammates, Jackson, Jake, Gavin, Nick, and Jeff, who wasn't here tonight. Unfortunately, Jake had the running hat, but happy to see Jake win or Jackson win and Gavin finish second there. So, we'll see what happens next week. And then of course my team owner Eric and my wonderful girlfriend who lets me do this without bothering me. So we'll see what Bristol holds.
Well, congrats on your 3rd place tonight, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
Thank you.
So it's Elliot Henderson, our 3rd place finisher there. What an eventful race here tonight, and I think they all mentioned Jake Miller. Kind of like I figured had pit road issues. Forgot to check his tires, as I think he did confirm that in the chat as well. So kind of like what I was saying, he just forgot to check his tires and cost himself probably top 5 finish at the least, and maybe even the race win there late. But anyways, what an eventful race tonight at Pocono, and a lot of carnage and a lot of green flag runs, a lot of short runs like I had mentioned before, and a lot of different things happen tonight, but overall a fun race tonight. But tomorrow night we're doing the Undisputed Cup Series at Pocono as well. So back-to-back Pocono streams. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Next week we go to Bristol here on the SuperStar ARCA West Series. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later.